downfield with the timidity and the nervous haste of a teenager caught perusing the selections in an adult bookstore. The Bills have $15 million invested in ends Lee Evans and Terrell Owens. After 3 games, the pair has a total of 2 touchdown receptions. That's the same total 2 other Buffalo ends have. But Aaron Schobel and Ryan Denny are defensive ends. Denny caught his Sunday, a 25-yarder from punter holder Brian Moorman on a fake field goal beautifully conceived by Chalmette native and Bills special teams coach Bobby April. All Bills fans love April. April's one of the best at what he does in the NFL, and April's likely to be the next month they'll see the sun. Their punter is their best passer, and their pass rushers are their best pass catchers. Clearly, the Bills' problem is that they're playing guys out of position. Other than that, they watch their team have more 3-and-outs than the Washington Nationals. They see their team lose to a Saints team playing without its Pro Bowl left tackle, leading receiver of a year ago, and leading rusher. They see a flu-weakened Pierre Thomas run for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns all in the second half. Afterward, Jaron urged his team to go shake hands with Thomas. Not really to congratulate him, just hoping Thomas would sneeze on them. The cold and flu season is coming to Buffalo, but it just might be better than the football season. The Bills season is headed south, the Saints is headed north. Awful for one, awfully good for the other.
Wow.
And so it continues.
What a great game that was.
It was.
Felt so good. Thanks.
Well, you may have wondered over the last 3 years and 3 games just how good a team the Saints would be without Drew Brees. The answer, and no one is in a hurry to find out anytime soon, is maybe pretty good. The Saints actually won a game Sunday in Buffalo playing defense and running the football. Will Smith and Charles Grant didn't look like well-compensated imposters. The pair were the real thing. And despite the absence of Mike Bell, the Saints ran it 38 times for 222 yards. For the first time since the 2006 season, the Saints actually looked like a tough football team. Too often over the past 2 seasons, the Saints were bullied. So yesterday, score won for brawn over finesse. In a blue-collar football town, Buffalo, New York, the Saints put on their hard hat and brought their lunch pail. It has been a long time since you could say that. And coming up tonight,
last word on sports. First American Bank's 4th down on 4.
Well, LSU is in the top 5. Their old quarterback is back home, and the Bees are about to start camp. Welcome into 4th down. We begin tonight up in Buffalo, where it was bizarro world. The Saints defense pitching a shutout. The high-powered Saints offense methodically controlling the football and letting field position rather than points dictate the play calling. Get out your hand sanitizer. Jim Henderson has the complete recap from Buffalo.
Hamilton is in. Touchdown Saints.
For the 3rd straight game, the Saints followed the recipe for a 3rd straight win. Start fast, finish strong. An 82-yard drive in their first possession results in the Saints' 3rd straight 7-0 lead. A 17-0 scoring differential in the 4th quarter puts it away. For the 3rd straight game, they have never trailed.
We understood coming up here and playing a team like Buffalo, a very physical team in an environment like this, that, you know, at times you're going to play the field position game. Let's make them have to earn every point they're going to get today. And you know, I felt like for the most part we did a good job offensively on that.
Defensively, the Saints snapped Terrell Owens' 185-game catch streak. Jabari Greer contributed to that, but it was hardly his emphasis, and he was hardly alone in accomplishing it.
It was a total team effort. You know, it's fun to come back, but the way that these guys played, you know, we didn't fall back. We didn't let up. Showed great resilience, great resolve. Proud of these guys, the way that the defensive line got after the quarterback, the way that the linebacker secured the tackle and really carried us on their shoulders.
In the first half, Pierre Thomas was just trying to keep his breakfast down and his stamina up.
He had a little flu bug, and you noticed even in pregame he wasn't out there. You know, we were trying to get him hydrated. So I just wanted to see where he was at. And then, you know, in the second half, you know, he felt good enough, and we started giving him some touches.
Without a carry in the first half, Thomas got 14 in the second half, along with 126 yards and a pair of touchdowns, averaging a gaudy 9 yards per carry, including a 34-yard touchdown romp in the 4th quarter that broke open a taut 10-7 game.
At first, I didn't think I was going to get a chance to play. You know, I was feeling under the weather. I'm still feeling a little shaky. And, you know, all in my head, I'm thinking I'm not going to play. But, you know, these guys here was, you know, keeping me alive. You know, they was talking to me like, hey,
fight through it, work through it. You know, they say some of the greats play when they sick, and you know, just go out there and you're gonna have a great game. Been waiting for this for a long time to actually get in, you know, on the offensive side, and you know, show the coaches and the team and my, you know, everybody what I could do again. And it just felt great, and I give a lot of thanks to the offensive line because they allowed me to hit them holes and, you know, get that many yards and get the touchdowns.
The Saints head home 3-0 and in sole possession of the lead in the NFC South. Happy, but hardly satisfied.
Yeah, way too early. Way too early. Fact is, you know, we're going to end up playing each other twice, you know, and then obviously we're going to be playing all the similar opponents, you know, so way too early to tell, but obviously it's great to be 3-0.
In Buffalo, Jim Henderson, 4th down on 4.
Here's a look at some final stats from today. Drew Brees, who said after the game, unfortunately, this is a game we usually lose. His lowest output in almost 2 seasons. Pierre Thomas, his best rushing performance as a pro. Reggie Bush still struggling with punt returns, but 18 touches for 81 yards. Offensively, not a bad day. Defensively, though, is where this game was won. And Jim Henderson has more with the quarterback of the unit who did it all today.
Jonathan, great effort today. What kind of pressure did it put on you in the middle as a middle linebacker when they're going with this no-huddle offense?
Well, the pressure was really the mental pressure of getting everyone lined up, making sure everyone had the call. You know, the last thing I wanted was to have 9 or 10 guys playing one call, 2 guys not playing it or getting the call. So I wanted to make sure the guys got lined up. That was the biggest challenge. And then from there, we played ball. And I think it showed. We had a great time out there. Everyone was having fun. You know, the Bills have a very good offense. They put points up against New England. They put points up against their previous opponent. Tampa Bay. Oh, man, they killed Tampa Bay. So, you know, it was a good win for us.
Of all the things that you accomplished defensively today, what are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of the shutout defensively. I'm most proud of that. You know, you're judged on how many points you give up. And today, we gave up no points. There could have been times where we had 7 sacks, you know, stop the run, stop the pass. But if they hit the big, long one to TO, you know, all of a sudden it's a game now. So I'm excited that we didn't give up any points.
And there were no long plays for them today offensively.
Yeah, that's good for us. That's one of the things that we preach. You know, we don't want to give up the long ball. We want to stymie the run, not give up the long ball, and I think we did that today.
We saw both corners blitzing at one time, a lot of varied fronts. How much more exotic was this game plan defensively than maybe your first 2 games?
You know, I don't think it was any more exotic. I think it was the way the game was going, the flow of the game, where, you know, it called for our corners blitzing. It called for us running different packages, giving disguises, things like that. So, you know, it just goes with the way the game goes. And I always say that during the week, you know, Greg is going to call what he's going to call based on the way the game is going.
How happy do you think he is with this victory, considering the circumstances?
Excited. He's excited. We're happy for him. We're happy that we played our tails off for him, and we know that he's a happy guy right now.
Jonathan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The defensive stand today bolstered by the play of the team's high-priced bookends. Finally, Charles Grant with 2 sacks, his first takedowns of a quarterback in almost a year. Will Smith with his first career INT, but maybe even more impressive, ending T.O.'s streak, which was really downplayed afterward.
I really wasn't focused on what he was doing. You know, it was the call at hand, the way that we were lining up and getting ready to defend the entire team. And we went out there and made it happen. I was proud of these guys. Wasn't looking towards one guy and what his stats were. Wasn't just trying to shut down one guy. We knew that he was a threat.
We've been through so much through the course of the year with injuries and all types of stuff, and now we're both feeling great. Have no distractions, and you know, we feel as if we got to go out there and you know, do what we know what we can do, because it's just playing football now.
We came to play out. The D coordinators have done a great job. The scheme he came into the game with was outstanding. He said if we could just control the B gaps this week, we'll win this game. That's what we was able to do up front, control the B gap, and we were successful.
Toughness. We just wanted to be tougher than them, and you know, I think they pride themselves on running the ball and things like that. So we want to come out and be tough and kind of hit them in the mouth and then see how they reacted to that.
Up next, Ryan Perlew returns to his roots.